Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel English Literature. We are going to read Yeats' The Second Coming. It is, I consider, a tough poem, and not tough in the sense, okay, how can I explain? There are so many allusions here and so much sentiment is attached. So before jumping in the poem, I want to say something regarding this poem. W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, 1865 to 1939. Now he is one of the greatest English poets of the first half of 20th century. So he was born in Dublin, Ireland. Now the poem Second Coming is an prophetic poem. You can tell it as a prophetic poem. We are here introduced with an apocalyptic vision of the world. Apocalyptic vision of the era. And there is a contrast with this apocalyptic vision with the prophecy in Bible about Christ's second coming. The background of the poem. What made the poet write this poem? Why is his tone is so dejected, full of despair, and he's talking about violence, bloodshed, and there is no hope. There is no Christ actually. What spurred him to write this poem? Escalated the situation, the mentality. Now, there is three major incidents. Number one, the Easter Rising, 1916. 1916, the Easter Rising. Ireland versus England. Ireland was under England and Ireland revolted. They are full of violence. The achievement that was achieved, cruelty, violence. Okay, number two, the Russian Revolution, 1917. And number three, the First World War, 1914. So all these things acts as the background of the poem. And through these incidents, we will find that there is tremendous bloodshed and cruelty in the name of freedom. Actually, behind every incident, there is some good reason. Revolution is not just actually revolution is for something good, but the path they choose for revolution is bad. They are full of violence, and violence only begets violence. Now the poem The Second Coming alludes the second coming of Jesus Christ. But when we finish the poem, we will find that there is no Jesus Christ to save us. Actually, the second coming here is birth of a new destructive civilization in the form of a terrible beast. So I said about the contrast. Now the contrast you will find here in this poem. The Christ is replaced by a terrible beast. And flood, that the great flood will be replaced by blood dimmed tide. These phrases are taken from the poem, and when we will go through the poem, we will understand more precisely. Now the title the second coming refers to the coming of Christ. Christ's own prophecy that he will come back in second coming, that we find in the Gospels of St. Matthew, St. Mark, St. Luke. Now in this poem, after the 20th century there will be no Christ. There will be some horrible beast, some not. A horrible beast will replace peace, love and Christ. Now we have to clear the concept of a gyre. The word gyre is actually a Greek word. It means circle or spiral. Gyre is actually Greek word that means circle or spiral. Circle or spiral. In the present poem, it represents a historical cycle lasting 2000 years. Now, the cycle is like a spiral. In rapid motion, it is moving. But what happened? After this, when the second phase, if we divide the circle in two parts, divide the phase of 2000 years in, then we will find these two cycles. And when the one cycle, one expand is completed, the next expand start. Now it is, if we consider it as the birth of Christ, okay, birth of Christ, and 2000 BC. Yes, 2000 BC. And then from then on 2000 AD. Now in 2000 BC, men were cruel. This is okay. 2000 BC, before Christ, men were cruel. Now Christ came with his love and message of peace. Men became civilized and understand what their devotion to God. In 2000 AD, men are again cruel. In 2000 AD, men are again cruel. And there is no Christ, no love. But now men are suppressed. Men have suppressed their Christ, their love. So in 2000 BC, there was cruelty. In 2000 AD, again there is cruelty. So what is the difference? This cruelty is innocent. This cruelty is deliberate. So distinction is between innocent cruelty versus deliberate cruelty. 2000 BC, 2000 AD. I can make it more understandable in this way. There I just do something. Okay. So, one second. Just hold a bit. Now, in 2000 BC there was cruelty, and in 2000 AD there is cruelty. The difference is only in the deliberateness and innocence of this attitude. Okay, this is the time of Christ's birth, and it was predicted that after 2000 AD there will be another birth of Christ, that is called second coming. And the poet is here prophesying that that second coming will not be about Christ, about a beast. Christ will be replaced by a beast. Now the gyre. The gyre, if you consider the gyre, if we take the central point as the birth of Christ, as the Christ is the holding power, Christ is God, then this gyre is gradually expanding, and it is expanding too much. That center cannot hold the falconer anymore. The center cannot hold. It is total 2000 years. So close of an age is represented by one gyre, and when it just reach its maximum expansion, a new gyre start by another reaching again that reach its maximum. So from there you can it start a new gyre. From there on there start a new gyre. Okay, I am not so efficient in drawing. I cannot. Sorry, what? Oh my god. Oh. I just try to draw a gyre and what it happened. Sorry for the disturbance. Really sorry. Now these are the some basic things that I want to say before starting that poem. The background of the poem, what made the poet write this poem. It is a prophetic poem, and the tone of the poet is irony. You'll find the poem is written in irony, and there are various images, symbols used in these poems. The title, you have to understand about the title, and the poem is in two parts. I divided the poem in two parts. Total 22 lines are there. I divided for the convenience. Now these are the basic things that we must be familiar with before starting the poem. Okay, thank you for staying with me. In next day we will go through the poem actually. Okay, bye.